WVLT News begins now with breaking news.
Well, we're glad you're here for WVLT News at 3:30. I'm Harry Sullivan. Following breaking news this afternoon as a federal court has dismissed the 2016 Gatlinburg wildfire lawsuits against the U.S. government, the National Park Service. This stems from the Chimney Tops 2 fire that devastated Gatlinburg 10 years ago. U.S. District Judge Ronnie Greer ruled that the park officials' decisions about when and how to warn the public are protected government functions. Greer says that national park officials performed required assessments and issued warnings as mandated by the park's fire management plan. The lawsuits were filed by individuals and insurance companies seeking damages for deaths and property destruction caused by the fire. In all, the Gatlinburg wildfires killed 14 people. Nearly 200 were hurt. The destruction caused $2 billion in damages, destroying nearly 2,500 homes. More than 11,000 acres of land inside the Great Smoky Mountains National Park were burned. The victims are honored at a memorial plaza in Minot Park in Gatlinburg that was unveiled back in 2023. We'll have more on this ruling by Judge Greer all afternoon long right here on WVLT.